Hello, this is an introduction to removing your door panel. Thanks for watching Quick and Dirty Land Cruisers, by the way, and please like this video. Here's what we got. In the video you're about to watch, I didn't remove this piece here. I usually don't like removing them because they do break, but it's really hard to get the door panel back on without removing this piece. So I'm going to just show you real quick. Just get this worst part out of the way. Take a piece up here. Your grommet that's holding this thing in is right here. So if you know what's behind there and where it's at, it's easier to get it out. So if you take this and give it a little pop, you can get this thing off without breaking it. This is what usually breaks. Now, going forward, I put a little grease on mine so it just doesn't grab so bad and get jammed in there and break on me every time I need to pull my door panel off. So there you go. That's what these look like. They're not real expensive to replace. It's just I'm going to have to order it from the Toyota dealer or get it online and wait for a new one if you do break it. And if you do break it, you might be able to glue it back on or something. But I've actually had them where they like broke in half before because I pried in the wrong spot. So that's just a little point. It's one of the worst parts of removing this door panel because those typically break. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop this back on. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. Okay, so we got to do the door panel. You're going to have to do the door panel lots of times probably in the ownership of 80 series or mini vehicles. So I've done this many times and I never liked doing it, but here we are. Let's do it. So here we go. We're going to take this guy out first. It's not hard, it's just it just makes me nervous. So well, this guy here kind of clips, it comes back towards out and then kind of slides and clips on the top of this guy, so they kind of clip into that, so you have to pull the door handle and pull it out. So all right, there's that piece. Now this guy here, you just got to pull it up right here. You got to get your fingers right up in here and pull up. Try not to scratch your leather. That's why I hate doing these, because you can always damage the door panel when you're doing it. So, and I've had to have them repaired. You can get with a local vinyl repair guy. He can repair them most of the times, but it's a big pain in the butt. I don't like doing it. And these little clips on the back of the window, this guy here is always a booger to get off. About need a flat edge screwdriver to get it off every time. Be careful with screwdrivers and anything you're poking around out here, because that's how you will mess your door panel up. So I'm just kind of wiggling one in here, trying to get that clip started. It's got a button on it. There it goes. Make sure you cover the edges of this thing when you're yanking on it so you don't yank a big gash in your door panel. Okay, so set this deal here. And if you've never taken this assembly apart, it's a true delight. Not really. There's pieces, there's contact points on these switches inside. And over time, these things do get, build up on them. And I have taken all this apart and cleaned the contact points, and it did make the windows work better. So that's something you might look into doing on these guys to try to make your windows work better. Okay, so that's out. Okay, here we go. So now the next step is take this screw out of this door handle here. It's a big honker. Okay, kind of sticks in there, so you can just leave it in there. Now another delightful thing to remove is this piece. Now some might want to use a guy like this. Get you a couple of these, Harbor Freight or something. You can get this guy up in here to get your fingers in there, and that just pops off. Just carefully pop it off. Don't rip it, Mother says. So there's another screw hiding under that armrest. So pull that guy off. There's two of them actually. It'd be a lot quicker if I had the drill. Those aside. Okay, I think we've got everything out to be able to remove this now. So this is the part I hate the most, but it's okay. You're gonna, some of your grommets aren't gonna come out of the body when you do this, but some guys like to take these and just kind of work them in there. Get them to pop first. Make sure you don't have any screws down here that I've forgotten about. So I'm just gonna get in there. Some guys like to get their hands under there. I think on these older door panels, you're better off just to kind of run to the next one with this and try here. Sometimes you do have to get your fingers in there. You can't. There we go. Sometimes they all just pop out at once like this. So some will get left behind as they have on this. Some will come right here and gently get this guy. And then there's another one right here. Okay. And another one hanging over here. Now this door panel is ready to come on. So to bring it off, you have to lift up off this channel on top of the door. Go ahead and unplug your light. Get out of here. Okay, there might be another one. Yeah, okay, so don't forget about this one. I was going too early. Check up here, there's one right there. So I'm gonna check this side, so there's not one hanging. Okay, so now it should just lift right off. Just like that. Just gently slide it out of this guy here. But don't tear anything. And then you've got this for all your switches, your window switches. All right, and then set that in a very safe place that it's not going to get messed up. You don't want to have to replace those. So this is just some junk tape sealing. Anyways, all right. Well, that's the door off. The door card off. These are what get stuck behind. So I had a few that didn't come off. And sometimes they just break when you do try to get them off. Get one of these guys to try to get it off. Come off a little better with one of these. There we go. And you can stick them back in the door card when you get ready to put it back in. So just put this to the side. They slide on the back. Sorry for all the nuts and bolts rolling around here. But these guys just slide into the little slots in the back of the door panel. So just like a board. It's like a very thick, heavy duty. it's wood or some sort of, I don't know, cardboard, I don't know. think all door panels like this. So my problem is this thing. It has not been working well for me. And it is installed. It's just a new trim piece. I don't know why it's catching. It's just too thick or something. So it's catching the window too much when I'm putting it up. So I don't know. I'm gonna take it off, take this trim piece off, see what's going on. I don't know what the deal is, honestly. So, thanks for watching. Okay. So I think I've diagnosed the problem here. So this is a new piece of trim that I put on the top of the door panel. And it's got these little tabs that I've got squeezed away under there. You got see that little tab right there? I'll try to put the light on it. See that little metal tab? They're running all the way down. There's like 4 or 5 of them that runs all the way down. They hold this to the door card. So they just, I think they got mangled a little bit. So we're just, when I put the door panel back on last time, so this time I'm going to, I think I may put a little piece of tape over them so that something doesn't catch them next time, or now that when I'm putting this back on. So I'm just going to take a little Scotch tape, keep these little tabs from getting caught on something when we do put the door panel back together, and slide it on the top of the door frame. So I'm just going to put these guys, a little tape here, just to keep those little tabs from getting caught. And this isn't something a lot of you guys will probably have to deal with unless you worked on really restoring or fixing up your interior really nice. Something I have done. Something I do to all my trucks. I enjoy doing it. Okay, so we got the tape on the back side of these little tabs that hold this trim piece on. So we're going to reinstall this door card. And installation is a lot better than taking it off. I will say that. Let's go back and get this thing put on. Come on in, Vern. Get a good view. Okay, we are finishing up this door panel, and we've got everything sealed up here nicely. Now everything's working. Now this guy, I don't like having to remove, but I want to show you guys when you do have to remove, they tend to break. So what you want to do is, there's a grommet right here that holds it on the top. The bottom just has some kind of guides that go in there, so they're not a huge deal. So you want to pry this guy from right here, and then I even put a little grease on mine just to keep it from holding in there. They just lock in there, and you can never get them out, and they end up breaking, and you have to buy another one. And I've already replaced this one, so I did not want to break it again. So I've got this thing off to put my door panel back on. I should have taken it off beforehand, but I tend to try to avoid taking them off if I can. But the door panel didn't seem to want to line up and get on there very easily without taking it off. So I'll scrub this door panel, make sure my trim pieces on there good. I didn't mess it up on re-entry. You know, anytime these little guys come off, when you're pulling the door panel off, just slide them back in to their corresponding spot. And we're going to, all right, first we're going to plug in our little light. And you don't want to forget to do this. I've done it before. Stuck the door panel on and forgot to plug in my courtesy light. And I've also put them in without remembering to feed this wiring harness through, unfortunately. So basically you just hang this panel on shelf, and it's so much easier without this piece. I tried doing it without it, and it wasn't going very well. So, all right, we want to get this down in the groove here. Make sure we got room to get in the groove. Okay, I think that's as far as that's going to go. It really feels like it should go a little bit further in there, so we'll look at that. Nothing bonding there. I think that's about it. It's a new trim piece, so a lot of times these rubber trim pieces around the windows and top of the door panels are just kind of snug and have to get broken in before they're really good and ready to work. Trying to press this guy down in here. You probably won't have to do that with yours unless you've replaced this piece too. This piece has been a little bit of a culprit for me. So I've got it in there now. Now you can just start popping your rivets, your plastic rivets in. Kind of hear them pop right there. Just gonna work your way around the door panel. Make sure you're lined up. You have to wiggle them a little bit to get them to line up. Usually they're pretty easy to get back in there. Get inside this pocket here. The other end with your own pop. These all lined up pretty good. So your door panel is pretty much on. Now it's just putting the screws and bolts back in little bits and pieces. So this guy can go back on. Okay, he's in, he's good. Okay, all right, now we'll just do our here a little better illustration. Now I'll just get my handy dandy drill here. Put these guys back on. I need my extension piece. You're gonna be doing this. All right, you can go. Okay, let's get these bolts. These are screws back in here. We'll get that snug. All right, we got one right here. Nice and tight. So that's all our screws and bolts for the door panel. Okay, I'm sorry, this piece goes in first. And then you snap that in. So this in, that in first. I was going backwards. There we go. Then put your little screw in here. A little Phillips screwdriver. My screwdriver ran away with me. I guess I'll use this big guy. So I just go real easy. Just barely need a screw in there. Okay. Right. Put this guy on. on there till it clicks. There we go. And just remember that when you're pulling this up, there's a clip right here. So this one slides in like that and clamps down. Wipe your grease off of it. And this guy goes back on real easy. But remember, you know, if you got it, when you're taking this off, it's got 3 clips over here. And the way I did it was just I put a plastic pry piece, wide pry piece. You gotta be careful not tearing anything up. Sometimes I'll even use a rag to get in there and pry so I don't tear up the leather or the door panel. But this is easy going back on, just snap right back on. Bada bing, done. Now let's test the window. Everything's hooked up. Everything looks good. Some keys. Looks like it's working good. I think that's a winner. Thanks for watching Quick and Dirty Land Cruisers. Hope this helps you a lot on replacing these door panels, or working on the door panel, working in the door, replacing a lock set if you have to over here, or cleaning your motor. And note again, I did replace the motor. You can buy them in most auto parts stores locally. They're about $60. You can order them on Amazon for about $50, I think, a little bit cheaper. I did end up replacing the one on this one. For most of the doors, you probably can get by with just cleaning the motor, taking it off, cleaning it up. Then you don't have to do the whole cut the original plug and wire it in, which is not a big deal. It's just an extra little step. But hopefully this motor I'm sure this motor will last a long time. It's the Dorman product. I think they're pretty good. So thanks for watching Quick and Dirty Land Cruisers, and hope this video helps you out. Thanks.